Greetings, brothers and sisters. How you doing out there? Hope you're all fine. We're now in bank holiday weekend, August the 31st. Monday, August the 31st, and no actually because of quarantine. But we're here to unfortunately bring you some news. I want this to always be about, bad news and talking about the deaths of our icons and legends. It has to be done, and at the moment this has been a really year for a lot of people, not just the quarantine and the Black Lives Matter movement and the shootings and the killings of black people and in America and so on. Remember the George Floyd incident. But we're here to bring you sad news of the passing of an icon, Count Shelley. Count Shelley is very, very significant because Count Shelley was one of the guys that was a pioneering sound system operator over here in the UK. Born in Jamaica in the year of 1932, he came to England as part of the Windrush generation in the 1960s and was, along with Count Suckle and Duke Vin, amongst the first people to have a sound system and to play a sound system in the UK. And he would have residency at the Four Aces Club in Dalston, Hackney. Many people from the Caribbean and black people in general from over here would know about the Four Aces, and even people from the blacks from America, because people like David Ruffin and some of those soul acts from the 60s and the 70s would perform at the Four Aces Club in Dalston. It's now a site now, because the Four Aces was knocked down several years ago, and it's now the Hackney Library now, the CLR James Library, which was further down on Dalston Junction. Now it's where the old Four Aces Club used to be. But the good thing is I go in there quite a lot to the library, and I see that they've kept pictures of what the Four Aces used to be. And and so we're so sad he lost the great Count Shelley, born Ephraim Barrett, and then he was christened Count Shelley when he had his sound system in the 60s. And also he would go on to set up record labels with the same name, Count Shelley, many different colour labels. And then around 1976, he ran the Third Row label. In actual fact, the Third Row label was really set up by a cousin of Coxon Dodd from Studio One, Sig Buckner. He was also an engineer, and he's the one who actually founded the Third Row record label. But Count Shelley was the one who actually really took it up and supported it, and had some of his songs released on that label. And so I remember when I growing up around, when my father had a lot of records. He had a massive record collection, and I remember seeing a lot of Count Shelley labels in our house growing up and playing them. My father playing them, and I believe my father knew Shelley because he was friends with Shelley as well, because my father was a clubber and he was also an avid music collector, and he knew Shelley quite well back in the 70s. And Count Shelley also had a record shop in Stoke Newington on Kingston High Street there, by the name of Third Row Records. And then in subsequent years later, they moved down to West Green Road, South Tottenham, and they moved their operations from Stoke Newington, from Kingston High Street, down to, that was N16, down to N15, and then eventually Third Row Records became known as Body Music. Some of you know Body Music, but originally it was called Third Row Records. Then once it was known as Everybody's Music, then they changed it back again to the Body Music. Now it's not very anymore. It went about 2 years ago. I used to go in there quite a lot to buy my records and my CDs, and it's a shame that that shop has now disappeared. I believe that they still operate online, but it's not quite the same thing. Just checking the time. So bad news that we've lost Count Shelley. He produced a lot of the greats, like people like Owen Gray, Errol Dunkley, people like The Linger had songs released on the label, Ronnie Davis, Iroy. The list is totally endless, totally endless. And there's some more names, people like Cornel Campbell, Johnny Clark, John Holt, a lot of the crumb de la crumb of Jamaican music, and even some of the obscure singers and some of the obscure artists have had songs released on his label. And he would always liaise with people like Bunny Striker Lee, who was a very good personal friend of his. A lot of Bunny Lee's productions in the 70s was released on Count Shelley's record labels, and also Winston Nine Holness, also Jojo, who came at Channel One Records, had some of his productions released on Count Shelley's labels. and there's a number of more as well. And so we're here to say that he sadly passed away on the 16th of August of this year, which has been a bad year, 2020. And we just say rest in peace to the great Count Shelley, and we say love and honour to all of his friends and his fans from over the years and his family members. I believe he passed away and he left 4 children and 4 grandchildren, and so we say peace and love to those ones. And he's going to be sorely missed, because without Count Shelley, the music over here in Britain, certainly the reggae music over in Britain, would not be the same, because he helped to promote it and to push it and to get people acquainted with the singers and the producers and the musicians and so on and so forth. And so we say please subscribe to our channel, please like our videos. You can leave your comments down below as well, and click on the red subscribe word link down below beneath the videos, and share our videos and like them. And we've got a lot more in store coming up. So thank you so much, my brothers and sisters. Peace and love. Honor.